Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night everyone. My name is Febi Nola Amelia Simbolon. I'm from 12 Accounting 5. In here, I will explain about short-term debt. Does anyone know what is short-term debt? Short-term debt is a loan of money as an obligation that must be paid and is for emergency funding purpose. Apart from that, this debt also has a maturity period of less than 12 months. Based on accounting sign, short-term debt is often called current liabilities. Meanwhile, in the business world, additional funds from debt are commonly carried out by business owners, whether small, medium, or large-scale companies. To pay off short-term debt, the first step that company usually take is calculated the ownership of company asset. On the other hand, if one day the business owner is unable to pay off his debt, the company will take the decision to cut dividends on profit from shareholders or investors. Difference between short-term debt and long-term debt. The difference between these two types of debt are very visible in terms of the method of repayment, function, and form of loan. Long-term debt has a fairly long repayment period, which can be more than 1 year. Meanwhile, for short-term debt, as previously explained, the repayment period tends to be short. In this case, companies that have short-term debt have an obligation to pay it off as soon as possible to the institution or person who provided the loan. Apart from that, in long-term debt, there are many conditions that must be provided first as a form of collateral. Meanwhile, for short-term debt, various specific conditions are not required. Characteristic of short-term debt. Short debt usually refers to an obligation or loan of money that must profit and be in the nature of emergency funds. In general, this type of debt has a maturity date of less than 12 months. A transaction can be called a short-term debt if it meets the following characteristic. Payment of this type of debt must be repaid immediately, therefore also has a maturity that has been mutually agreed between the company and the lender in less than 1 year. Short-term debt has a clear nominal amount. This type of debt is available in two types, namely those with interest and those without interest, depending on the policies implemented by the lender. Short-term debt usually does not need to be accompanied by collateral. Next is type of short-term debts. You also need to know several types of this type of debt. Here are 5 types of short-term debt. For example, 1 is note payables. A money order debt is a loan made by a person or company using written evidence, namely a money order. In this letter, the debtor and creditor do not require any condition or collateral to be used. 2 is account payable. Account payable is a type of money loan where the repayment is made within a fairly short period of time. This type of debt occurs when a company or person take out a loan or credit to obtain certain service or goods. Next, there are dividends, which are a type of debt that will be given to investor. The investor is someone whose capital is owned for the company's need. The repayment system is in the form of profit sharing. 4. Income received in advance. Unearned income is where the company receives vertical payments before the goods or services are in the hands of consumers. The type of debt is good or service that must be delivered according to the order. The company must determine an agreed date with the consumer for delivery. Later, when the consumer has received the goods or service, the consumers will pay off the remaining debt to the company. And the last, debt costs. Costs payable come from accounting recognition of costs that have been incurred, but these costs have never been repaid by the company. There are several types of debts, including in-kind types, salaries and wage, rental fees, and so on. Okay, that's all my explanation regarding short-term debt. If there are wrong words or not speaking fluently, please forgive me. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Goodbye.